Dr. Diabolical's Cliffhanger is a new for 2022 B&M Dive coaster at Six Flags Fiesta, Texas. As the title suggests, this will be my review of the coaster only, as I already have a mini review of the park. My name is Avery, and this is United Coasters. Upon entering Crackaxle Canyon, you're placed face to face with the first drop of this behemoth of a ride. The placement of this coaster at Fiesta, Texas in general feels like a new centerpiece, as it can be seen from virtually any place in the park. Cliffhanger sits left of Roadrunner Express and Iron Rattler, and it feels like that missing puzzle piece this area of the park desperately needed. This ride's footprint caused the removal of Sundance Theater, an outdoor area where shows would occur, and a section of Lone Star's little amphitheater where guests could watch fireworks. Along with Iron Rattler, Dr. Diabolical's Cliffhanger will undoubtedly draw the most foot traffic in the park. And because two iconic rides are sharing one area of the park, I think that in the future, Fiesta Texas needs a new coaster or attraction in the Fiesta Bay Boardwalk area just to even out congestion. Cliffhanger was created by Swiss manufacturer B&M, short for two names of the founders, Bollinger and Mabillard. B&M are also responsible for Goliath, a B&M inverted coaster, and Superman Krypton coaster, a B&M foilless coaster, both located in the park. Dr. Diabolical's Cliffhanger is the sixth B&M dive coaster in North America. This type of coaster typically allows riders to sit in 3 rows of either 8 or 10 across. The ride then travels up a lift tail before a 180-degree panoramic turn that ends with a holding brake that releases anticipated riders down a 90-degree vertical first drop. After that initial drop and first inversion, dive coasters vary in layouts, including some with an additional drop, a vertical loop, or a splashdown ending. Standing at 150 feet with a track length of 2,501 feet, Dr. Diabolical's Cliffhanger pales in comparison to its counterpart that I rode at Busch Gardens Tampa named SheiKra, with a height of 200 feet and a track length of 3,188 feet respectively. The element that makes Cliffhanger stand out from other dive coasters, not only in the US, but everywhere else in the world, is that angle of descent on the first drop. That drop is a 95-degree beyond vertical drop, making it the steepest ride in the park and, more importantly, the steepest coaster made by B&M. When you're on the outside seats on the holding brake, you can literally see the track hiding underneath itself beneath you. And unlike SheiKra, when you begin that fall, you still can't see the full track until a few seconds later. After that first drop, you enter an element at 60 miles per hour called an Immelman. This element pulls intense G-forces on your body as you rise up and twist out opposite of the first drop. You then dip down only to rise up into a 270-degree 0G roll. This part of the ride varies in smoothness, but I'll talk more about that later. Also, if you're enjoying the video so far, make sure to subscribe for more content. After leaving the roll, you then enter a block brake. This slows the train before it plunges you down yet another 75-foot near vertical drop. As you rise into a bank turn, you get a pop of ejector airtime as you crest a hill. You then enter a 360-degree helix that gives out some more crushing G-force before you enter the final brakes. The unique characteristics of Cliffhanger that makes it stand out from other B&M dives are that 95-degree first drop and the number of seats in each row. Because Cliffhanger only seats 7 riders across, the 4th seat is symmetrical with the track, allowing the rider to get a feeling akin to a single rail coaster. When I took my rides on this, I got the 5th seat in the front row and the 1st seat in the back row. Although the trains for Dr. Diabolical are only 3 rows, the row that you choose defines the experience. When sitting in the first row, you can get a true feeling of speed as you have nothing in front of you. It also allows a smoother ride when going through inversions. On the back row, however, it hurts me to say it, but the inversions left me a little battered due to the slight sense of jackhammering, especially on that 0G roll. I didn't try the middle row, but I'm pretty sure it would have been a mix of both speed with a little bit of rattle. In my opinion, I believe the first row is the way to go on this ride. Another cool thing about this ride is the onboard audio. You can hear this on both drops of the ride.
Give me your fear. My army of creatures need your adrenaline to live. Scream in terror for me. I need it. Your fear gives me life.
Enter for a chance to win 2 tickets to the iHeartRadio Music Festival as a guest at the M&M's Music Lounge.
You can also hear them throughout the park, including the parking lot if you focus on trying to hear it. Let's talk about that queue. Normally, I wouldn't talk about the queue line that much considering that this is a Six Flags park, but Fiesta Texas has stepped up their theming and is now considering the queue line to be part of the ride itself. The queue for Cliffhanger has 2 outdoor sections with 2 indoor pre-shows between them. The first part of the queue has you walking a covered path with a square spiral of switchbacks. It was kind of funny when I went in the queue because despite the ride being a walk-on, the Flash Pass attendant was stopping people from cutting the line. Kudos for doing your job, but it's hot outside. After getting through the first part of the queue and emptying your drink, you enter an indoor section. The first part of the indoor section is a hallway that acts as a choke point for the two pre-shows. The pre-shows separate groups by allowing only a portion of the riders to enter before setting the story for the ride. There isn't that much to the story of Dr. Diabolical's Cliffhanger, but I'm not one for spoiling the theming. You'll just have to ride it for that part. After watching the second pre-show in another room, you then exit to the second part of the outdoor queue. This is where the pass-through lockers are located. These are free lockers that allow you to store small items that may fall out during the ride. You then go up to the ride platform. Due to the ride being a walk-on, the attendants let me pick my row. There were assigned numbers on the floor, but when the gates opened, everyone kind of picked the seat they wanted to go on. Despite that small hiccup, I still had an enjoyable time riding this coaster, and I believe you will too. Dr. Diabolical's Cliffhanger is a must-ride for any coaster enthusiast. I believe this ride completely fills out the coaster collection at Six Flags Fiesta, Texas, and I still can't believe that this is at my home park. If this review piqued your interest, don't be shy to leave a like and comment on this video. Also, don't forget to subscribe and share this video with your friends and family. Thank you for watching, and remember to stay united.